Hi guys, and welcome to Tom and Harry SMMA back again with another video we're posting regularly. This one is really a quick one about is social media marketing, marketing in general, marketing agencies, is it still worthwhile? Is it still worth doing? Is it even a thing anymore in 2024? And we're heading into 2025. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
So let's get into the video. Harry, what's your view on it, man?
My view on it's quite a simple one, really, mate. I think SMMA, does, without beating around the bush, is like it got famous because it was one of those get rich quick schemes that you see on Instagram. What the gurus sell, you had drop shipping, you've got Forex, you've got Amazon FBA. Now the big one's TikTok Shop, isn't it? Like become a creator on TikTok and you get paid commissions and stuff like that. That's like the new trend is to be a TikTok creator and you get paid commissions producing content. So I don't think it's dead. I just think there's people's attention aren't on it because there is easier stuff. And like we've always said, mate, running a social media marketing agency isn't a passive income machine. It's a business. The same way you start any real business with employees, staff members, overheads, it's a real business. And it's so I think it's dead in a way where if you're doing it to get rich quick on the side with passive income and no interest in marketing, you're going to fail. Like if you don't have that creative brain, things have changed from years ago where you could get a stocked image up on Facebook, press a few buttons, and you bring in sales. Now you need to be a genuine marketer and have an interest in it. That's my view.
I don't think with our business, I don't count our business or any of our students' businesses that they've done. I don't count them as SMMAs.
I don't because I think that has
I'd
a
be I'd
cost.
actually be quite insulted if someone said I've just started an SMMA from Tom and Harry's Academy. I'd be like, no, 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 no. Hang on a sec. We don't teach you how to start an SMMA. We teach you how to start a fucking business that works. Because it's not SMMA. Let's just break it down as social media marketing. That's only a that's like how do you say that's 20% of what we do.
Yeah, and it's so difficult, mate. It's so difficult to explain that to people because, like, on paper, yes, we're not a social media marketing agency on paper, but on paper, we run campaigns on social media. But it's the service we deliver is so much more. And anyone who runs an agency above 6, 7 grand a month will know exactly what we're talking about. It's
Yeah.
consultancy, it's consultancy on brand, it's fucking emotional support a lot of the time for the businesses who feel like they're gonna have a
And
breakdown.
people, let me just stop you there, because people might be like, well, what do you mean consultancy? Like, tell them what that is. Like when you say part of our job is consultancy, people are now listening to that going, what is that?
So this is where what I said, like you need to be a genuine creative mind and a good at marketing. So like we'll work with a brand. Every time we work with a new company, it's not a case of right, get loads of content and launch ads because most of the time they don't have the content. Most of the time their website's not sorted properly. Most of the time their email strategy needs looking at because they're on the wrong software or the software's costing them too much money. Like when you work with a client, especially when this, I mean, you wouldn't do this if you were working on paper results, which is just not the business model we offer. We work on retainer basis only. When you work with a business, the first 2 to 3 weeks is you almost ripping apart their whole business to see if they're set up to scale. Because essentially, we're growth partners. That's what we call ourselves. Is we come into a business and help them go from 10 grand a month to 100 grand a month. And lots of businesses simply aren't set up to handle 100 grand a month of revenue. Sales team aren't trained. They don't have a CRM. So you've got to implement one of them for you. Like if you just go in and launch ads to their existing systems without consulting them and helping them, then they're never going to be able to get to that revenue mark. So this is where now, if you're an 18-year-old kid who has no interest in marketing and isn't an expert, goes in and wants to sign a dentist, for example, to bring them leads in, but that dentist doesn't have a CRM that integrates with all of their existing booking systems, and you have no idea how to do that, you need to fucking learn how to do that. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to have that as a client. It's just simple as
Yeah.
that.
I think I think SMMA is dead. Like that is not worthwhile doing. Um,
When you
and
say
that
that, mate, because people will think, oh, people get confused. Like, what when you say that version of SMA is dead, what do you mean by that version?
I mean ringing someone, speaking to a client, offering ads, and that's it.
Just
And
ads.
it's
Yeah.
just social media marketing. That's really gone. That's ship has sailed.
Yeah.
What we teach and what we obviously do as a business within our own company is we offer multiple different ways to reach customers to help them grow, and those customers spend more money, and it's an evolving, ongoing process. So again, we teach all those aspects, and we like to break them down as like, imagine ingredients when you're cooking. Whereas before you could buy SMMA would be the packet of noodles, right, that you tear off, pour into a hob. You get the little sachet of flavoring, put it in, give it a stir, and then you hand it to someone as a meal, right? And say, look, you've not eaten for 25 years. Here's some fucking pot noodles in a pan.
Yeah.
That's SMMA,
Yeah.
right? What we offer is essentially a three-course.
I love this analogy, mate. This is so true.
This is such an easy way to break down. Essentially, we're offering a three-course meal so they can enjoy and get much more benefit of the experience all the way through. And it
And
gives
it's a home cooked meal of specific
home.
like organic
Yeah,
ingredients that makes this really tasty meal.
it is, mate. So the starter, for example, all the ingredients of the starter. So we're looking at one of those could be, yes, we run ads. And then the next part of the meal, the ingredient of success is email marketing. And we're sending out emails twice a week to their current email list that we have not had fuck all to do with. They just hand it to us and say, well, we've got 4,500 people on email list here. What should we do with it? Well, let's send out some emails. If you can't write 2 emails a week for your clients when there's something called ChatGPT that can fucking write it for you, then you're stupid.
Yep.
So emails would be part of the ingredient. The AI lead nurturing aspect, we show our students how to do. That's another ingredient, and that goes really nicely with the emails and with the ads, doesn't it?
Yep.
And then the other things you'd say is the ingredients, because
I
we,
would,
we genuinely offer all this shit, guys, that we're
and I'll say
talking
the
about.
big, I mean, the biggest part of it's the glue that ties that all together, which is that it's really difficult because it's not one part of it. It's like the communication, the consultancy, the dashboard, or when I say dashboard, I mean of Go High Level, the glue that hold the CRM that ties it all together. Because you could do the best ad campaign, the best email marketing, and the best AI lead follow up, but if that system isn't integrated into that business, so their receptionists, their sales staff, their managers, their finance directors aren't all aware of that what's being implemented into that business, there's cracks there. You could bring all the leads in the world, but if that receptionist isn't calling them in the way you want and managing the dashboard to feed back the metrics, it's not all going to work. And I think this is where it's so difficult. And this is where you have to go through a really vigorous training or just understand so solidly what you're doing. Because if one of those parts, you go to a restaurant, you have a really nice starter, really nice main, and then you get food poisoning for dessert. Doesn't matter how nice the starter and main was, you're never going back to that fucking restaurant. It has to be insane from start to finish.
I think the SMMA aspect is completely old hat, but the where it lies and where we teach and we walk the walk, talk the talk, is offering solutions to help grow their business, and that's real. And
Yeah.
that comes as like real simple tasks. We teach it in great depth, but like offering between 4 or 5 different tasks that have a big impact on the customer's performance, has a big impact on their time that they don't have to give to the business because they're giving it to you to do. So there's some responsibility that's shifted. And also part of this ingredient that Harry was talking about is like you as a person, you actually end up building relationships with them. They rely on you. They may ring you and say, Tom, shit, I need an email to go out about this service because we've got 5 available spots on Wednesday. Can you send an email out? And you just have to do it for them. You don't turn around and say, yeah, I will, but it's an extra X, Y, Z and fee. You just do it. It's part of your communication, it's part of your rapport building.
Yeah.
And all that makes you become quite as a business, you become quite a reliant if you're good at what you do and you understand the industry. And this is why we're so key on all our students learning the right way, because if you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to bullshit that sort of stuff, it is reflects really badly on you.
Yeah. I
um,
agree.
but I think the SMA, yeah, don't bother if you just want to run a few ads for some guy with window company down the road. Just don't fucking bother.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, learn properly, run all the ingredients to produce a three-course meal, not a fucking pot.
Yeah. And I think that will probably put some people off, mate. And I actually don't mind that because it should put you off because
Good.
that will clean up the industry, which is what we're trying to do. We're sick of hearing people get scammed out of money because they've got into SMMA not to start a business, but to get a few £1,000 and then move on to fucking TikTok Shop and Amazon FBA. The SMMA world is a proper business filled with, there are loads of good agencies out there. I could name five off the top of my head now that earn hundreds of thousands of pounds, creative agencies, performance agencies, ad agencies, the whole lot. And the only reason why I can say that is because I know they're real businesses and they do all of that. They're not in it for the quick buck. They're there because they've got a real business. And if you want, and that
No.
should
And this
attract
is
the
the
right
problem.
people, mate. Because there are people out there that want a genuine real business. There are.
It's a proper business. I know someone who is a professional footballer and he's about to finish his career in the football league right now. He plays for a big team and he is coming to the end of his career and he's looking to do something that is completely nothing related to football. And he asked me and was like, could I do it? Could I actually make it work? And I said, well, how much money do you want to make? He said, well, I'd like to cover sort of 4 grand a month. I was like, yeah, you could do that in your first 2 months and sustain it like long term. You can always make 4 grand a month, long term, forever.
Yep.
And he's like, really? I was like, yeah. If you know all the bits that you need to offer, you learn how to offer those bits and actually really become an expert in all those different ingredients. Then you just literally, it's like all of them being on a tray and just going up to a business and saying all these things I can turn into this, and this is who I am, and off you go. It's really doable. It is really,
It is,
really.
mate. And I think even we, mate, our figures that we talk about are so fucking skewed now. Like some people have lost sense of reality, are talking about 40 grand a month, 60 grand a month. And I know I remember before I was making any money with the agency, I looked at it and thought, you're so fucking full of shit. There's no way you're making that amount of money. And I'm not saying that in a cocky way because our agency now does it, but I just mean like in reality, of all things, if you're in a job and you just want to replace your fucking income of what 30 grand a year, how like I hate saying it's easy, mate, and like it sounds like we're
No,
being
I would I would
dramatic.
say I would say it is easy.
It's easy,
That,
but
that, that
when you know your stuff, like you have to obviously invest the time to learn it, but it's achievable is the best word. I don't want to say easy because then that puts it, I don't want to put people down that are earning 30 grand a year in a job, and it's like I hate when people do that, but it's
no,
like it's achievable. It is so fucking achievable to replace your job.
it's achievable. It's realistic. It is. There are 30K a year. That is relatively easy
Yeah,
to
mate, it's
do.
like two
As
for it's
long as
two free clients.
you apply yourself and you know your stuff, like you can't just go in and try and bullshit and just run some ads. That is really making a mockery of the industry, and that is now stopping. So that's where I'm saying like that part of the you know of the game is gone, and you have to offer a lot more service, and you
Yeah,
have to almost
because all that and that's good, mate. Because all those people that were in it for that reason, they've moved on to other things, like I say, TikTok Shop, TikTok Creator, and all that shit. And it's left, which we predicted years ago. There's videos on this channel of predictions in the next 12 months, and we fucking predicted it. Is that those people will leave? It was iOS video when iOS 14 came out. We said all the real marketers are going to stay around and they're going to get 10x results, and that has literally happened in real time.
yeah. I would also just finish with like saying that if you are going to do it, the type of person who succeeds at this does have to have some characteristics to them too. So, you know,
Let's do a
yes,
video on it. Let's do a video on it.
I think we
Let's
should.
say it.
Certain
Say
type
that.
of person you need a conversation within those 5 minutes tell you whether they can do the marketing growth model, partner model that we do,
Yeah.
or they can't.
Yeah, I agree. We'll do a video on it. The next video, guys, you see will be on the characteristics needed to have a successful marketing agency.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, guys. Well, please subscribe. Check out all the links in the description of our Instagrams and the Academy. And then if you've got any questions, just message me on Instagram. I reply to all of them. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you for the next video.